I'm standing in a pond that has had a rough winter. It's been turned off, it collected a lot of leaves, a lot of muck, and it just needs a refresh for spring. This happens with about 250 ponds we take care of every spring. What we do is we actually get in it, like you see here. My friend Alberto's in the bottom getting out all the muck that's gonna feed the algae you can kind of see is forming on the rocks. We're pretty early in spring, so it hasn't taken off yet. We're gonna get this cleaned up, power washed down, back to square one, so that this will be a really enjoyable water feature this spring and summer, and even into the fall. All right, so this pond has been power washed out. The reason we do that is to get all the algae and muck buildup off the rocks. Now we're ready for the final stage of flushing. It's happening, we start at the top, just like we do in power washing, and we flush it all down. This is getting that last bit of muck and junk that we don't want to see in the pond, maybe stuff that's too small to pick up physically. We're getting it all down to the pump so it can either be pumped out or so that at the end we have a glob of it that we can just remove. So one thing we try to do on our ponds is save all the pond water, but then on top of that, in this tub right here, we call it the 1500 because that's how many gallons it holds, we put the garden hose in it right away, so we actually end up holding more water than we need. And what we're gonna do for this final flush on this pond is throw one of our sump pumps in here and actually blast it down. That's gonna be way more effective than the garden hose, take way less time, and get the pond more clean, so check it out. So as you can see, TJ's actually using our big sump pump hose to flush out the stream. We're getting way more of the slop out from in between all the rocks with this force of water as opposed to a garden hose. So this is one of the benefits of saving a bunch of water in that 1500 gallon tub as we're cleaning the pond. He's making a lot of mess, a lot of noise, so I think I'm gonna get out of here. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're finally putting water back in the pond. It's almost close to full. This pond is a little squirrely because the stream is really long, so we actually have to turn on the pond pump to fill the stream so that we can then top the pond off. Otherwise it would overflow and we wouldn't have the water we need for the stream. So that's what we're working on right now, and we're also working on setting the plants in the proper location in the pond. We are going to come back to repot these plants in this pond in a few weeks, get it all looking its absolute best for summer. So we will show you after shots of what the pond looks like when we're back for that. Hey, back out here in Bethesda, Maryland, it's a little wet today. That's why I'm in a poncho. We're here to do some upgrades to this pond, and one of the main ones is this stepper edge has not been very functional in recent years. Part of it is because this tree keeps growing out. Part of it is because the roots keep pushing the steppers up. So we're here to re-level it, make it a nice smooth pathway around the tree branches on the edge of the pond. So it's like you're walking through a nature path back up to those stairs you see in the distance. So we're basically starting right where the camera's set right now, all the way up to that first step. And we're gonna just reset these so it's a nice smooth pathway. This should be a really cool look when we're all done. It's not gonna be all jagged and all these little small rocks that could throw you off. None of that's gonna be there. You'll see, it's gonna be awesome.
What's up everybody? We're here today dividing plants, and what that entails is when we have plants like this that are way overgrown and they've filled out their pot, we take out good chunks and we replant them so they can have new life. Now the steps for that, we go from fertilizer in the bottom, and this is heat activated fertilizer, so once the sun starts to come out and the summertime hits, it'll dissolve and it'll really get all the nutrients going into the plant. Next is some nice fine topsoil, and we take that healthy portion of the plant, different types of plants here, and we put it right here down in the middle. Next, we just pour some more dirt over top of it, and then put some big gravel in, and this will stop the fish from getting all in the dirt and trying to muck it up and eat the plant roots, which big fish love to do. So this is the stages of our process here. Final product, they're gonna love it.
So there you have it, a few short hours and we have a beautiful walking path. No longer are the roots pushing these rocks all over the place. They're perfectly stable. We foamed them in using our waterfall foam. It's not like concrete, but it makes them pretty solid. And this walkway is now ready for a lot of action. Before, the roots had just done numbers to it. It was in shambles, and it just didn't look the part. It didn't fit how nice the pond and this whole area was. Now it does. So we're pretty happy with it. The homeowner's pretty happy with it, and this is gonna serve them for many years to come.